Alright, Bitcoin just took a huge dump after Elon Musk tweeted this. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. But the day before that, this is what he tweeted. Do you want Tesla to accept Doge? Is Tesla accepting Doge? What does this mean for Bitcoin? Is the bull run over? I'm going to share what I think, so if that sounds interesting, definitely stick around. For those of you that have either just joined the market or have been in it for a while, you notice that Bitcoin tends to be extremely volatile, right? It goes to the upside and to the downside, pumps extremely high and sells off extremely quickly, right? And I'm going to explain why that usually happens, but we're going to go over Bitcoin sell-off first. So on that day, Bitcoin went as high as $58,000 and we dipped nearly 21% within that tweet, right? And now we're, hovering around $49,000. The dip got bottomed real quick, and at the time of making this video, Bitcoin still did make a higher low, which is technically still a good thing for Bitcoin in the short term. Now, there are long-term investors like myself and probably you, where we just buy and hold Bitcoin, but there are very few people out there who like to trade Bitcoin. And when they trade, they like to trade on leverage. I'm going to explain what that means. Say you have $1,000 that you want to invest into Bitcoin, but you want to invest $10,000, which is 10x than your initial investment. So I let you borrow $9,000 to invest, and any gains that you make, you can keep. Bitcoin goes up 5% and you sell your investment, then you get to keep all the gains, and all you got to do is return the $9,000 back to me. But there's also downside risk as well. So if Bitcoin goes down 5%, you have to return the $9,000 back to me. On top of that, you will lose your $1,000 that you used to have. In other words, you can lose all your money if the market goes down. And that's pretty much what's happening to Bitcoin right now. A lot of traders are borrowing and leveraging and using money that they don't have to increase their rewards when the Bitcoin price goes up. But with increased reward, there's increased risk. And when there is a massive sell-off, it pretty much has a cascade effect of like, you lose your position, you lose your position, you lose your position. We call that being liquidated. And a lot of people are losing money. So a lot of the long-term holders of Bitcoin are holding the price up, as well as the buyers. On top of that, when you have people panic selling, that also causes the price to dip. But just always remember, when you are selling, someone is buying. Before I used to think that people would be on their phone and selling off their position or on their computer and trying to, trade the market, right? But I found out, people are just being liquidated. It kind of sucks, right? People wake up, they'll look at their phones and realize their account balance is zero. So when there's a huge sell-off in the market, no need to panic. There will always be a moment where the price will rebound just even a little bit. And if you ever want to get out of your position, the best time to get out is when it rebounds versus when it's completely going down. Now we understand why there was a massive sell-off, but what caused that sell-off? And that was Elon Musk's Twitter post. The first section says Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuel for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Now, a lot of people have debunked this theory, and people are saying, Bitcoin doesn't use as much electricity as certain cities and, countries. But even if it's part true, right, it is still kind of against Tesla's best interest to be supporting something like that when Tesla is so big on renewable energy and solar power. Bitcoin mining is high energy intensive, and if Bitcoin were to use solar power, wind power, renewable energy to mine Bitcoin, then it really wouldn't have been a problem for Tesla. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at the great cost to the environment. So to me, this lets me know that this is very temporary, and it's also possibly even a message to all the miners out there saying, hey, consider renewable energy, solar power to mine Bitcoin. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to a more sustainable energy. We're also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy in transaction. So this is a good thing, right? They're not selling Bitcoin. They still believe in what Bitcoin is and what it does, and they still see it as a store of value. According to Independent UK, Bitcoin uses around 707 kilowatt per hour. So if it's less than 1%, we're looking at anything, below 7.07 kilowatts per hour. Some people think it's XRP, some people think it's Doge, some people think it's Cardano. But let's talk about Doge, because on May 11th, which is the day before he posted this post, he tweeted, "Do you want Tesla to accept Doge?" I believe that it is very possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did say yes. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Tesla decided to sell Doge off immediately as soon as they receive it as a form of payment. And that is mainly because Doge isn't a scarce asset like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a deflationary asset, whereas Doge inflates over time, right? There are 14 million Doge coins being printed every single day, and if people are not buying it up, then the price will continue to decrease. Also, it's recorded that there are 10 wallets that hold 44% of all the Doge ever created. If any one of those wallets or a Doge whale decided to dump, Doge on the market, that would tank the price, and that's too much risk for a company like Tesla. Even on Clubhouse and SNL, he does mention that Dogecoin is a joke and it's a meme coin. At the moment, personally, I'm very neutral on Doge, right? I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't trade it. I don't own it. We'll see where it goes. And, if there's ever a time where Doge, there's actual use cases for it, that's when I would consider buying in. But at the moment, there really are no fundamentals or even development on Dogecoin. Now, is the Bitcoin bull run over? And I believe that it is not. If anything, I'm going to be continuing to add into the market as the price goes lower. I do expect Bitcoin, potentially could go all the way as low as 35K to 40K. But even then, I'm not going to be worried at all, because if you've seen my previous videos, I do talk about the stock to flow model. I like to view the market in a more macro perspective rather than, a micro minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. And according to the stock to flow model chart, Bitcoin is undervalued. And so I don't mind buying it even if it goes lower. I also want to know, just because, Tesla decides to temporarily suspend accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment, that doesn't mean that other companies will stop as well, right? In a few months and a few weeks, we might find out this company will now start accepting Bitcoin. Facebook might accept Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done well without Tesla, and it will continue to do well without Tesla. And Tesla as a company, they value renewable energy and solar power, so it makes sense why they had to make that call, that decision with Bitcoin, which caused a huge sell-off and panic sell-off. Never panic sell, guys, but imagine how many institutions are wanting to buy that dip. Before Tesla announced that they bought Bitcoin, Bitcoin was hovering in the low 30K area. And a lot of people were saying, this is the top, Bitcoin's gonna go lower, it's gonna go down to 20K. But Tesla in the background, MicroStrategy in the background, were buying Bitcoin at 30K, 29K, 28K, and they announced. So you just never really know who's buying Bitcoin in the background. And that's why I love to hold my cryptocurrency on BlockFi, where I can just earn passive income, passive interest, compound interest. Even when the market goes down, I continue to make money. If you guys want to learn more about BlockFi and earning passive income, compound interest, I'll leave the links up here or in the description box below. But it's just a great way to be earning even when the market is dipping. Now, if you're extremely worried about these dips and you really can't handle it, it is either of two things. You're risking way more than you can lose, or you really don't understand what you're investing into. If I told you that the new Macs were going to be on a 20% discount, you would buy that right away because you know what you're buying into. That's pretty much how I view this opportunity and this time right now, right? If you truly studied and understood what Bitcoin is and what it can become and how amazing it is, you would want to turn all your cash into Bitcoin. Of course, don't do that because it's not a smart thing to do, but that is something that I like to do. My personal favorite strategy is to dollar cost average into the market. So if you want to invest $1,000, invest $10 a week, $10 a day, $100 a week. Choose a strategy, stick with it, and be consistent with your investments. It'll keep you sane because you'll have some cash on the side. Anytime the market dips and you buy in, you feel like you got it at a good deal. When the market pumps, you feel great and you enjoy the ride. So make sure you have some cash on hand and don't invest your whole life savings unless you really understand what you're investing into. In the short term, yes, there's going to be a lot of volatility up and down, but in the long term, there will be growth. Well, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Remember, don't panic sell, invest wisely, and I'll see you guys in the next video over. Good night, good morning, adios.